So you guys really seem to like this new Storytime series I'm doing, so these videos are just going to keep on coming. So today's Storytime is about how a creepy man came to my old elementary school. So I was around 10 years old when this happened, and my elementary school's playground was near this huge woods, and students weren't allowed to go in there. So us being little kids and having insane imaginations, we'd always think that there was something creepy in there because we didn't know what was in there. So on the day this situation took place, we're heading outside for recess, and as we're getting ready to head over to the playground, one of the teachers spotted a man walking out of the woods and heading over to the soccer field that we had that was not too far from the playground. The man was wearing some khaki pants, a black hoodie, and had a backpack. So overall, he looked creepy. And as soon as this man got to the soccer field, he just stood there, frozen like a statue. So the teachers are stopping the students from heading to the playground because they didn't know if this man was dangerous, and also because this man just walked out of the freaking woods. So the teachers are radioing my vice principal, who I'll call Mr. Brown for this story, because I guess the principal was busy. I don't know. And 10-year-old me was pretty scared because I'm supposed to be having fun with my friends, but instead I'm here watching some creepy looking man stand in the middle of our soccer field. So while we're waiting for Mr. Brown, I kid you not, this man goes into his backpack, pulls out what looked like a Chipotle bag, takes out a plate, sits down, and just starts eating his Chipotle in the middle of the soccer field. Look, if this guy wanted to eat his lunch somewhere, he could have just found a bench and eaten his lunch there. Not on some freaking soccer field that's on school property. Eventually, Mr. Brown gets outside to the playground and sees the man, and he's just shocked. I mean, nothing like this had ever happened at our school before, so I don't really blame him for reacting the way he did. So Mr. Brown walks over to the soccer field, and because we're not too far from the soccer field, I could hear the conversation. So he asked the man from a bit of a far distance, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing here?" And the man says nothing. He just looks up at Mr. Brown and just goes back to eating his food. Now, Mr. Brown was a little irritated because he clearly wasn't getting anything into this guy. So that's when Mr. Brown walks closer to the man and says, "You need to get off this school's property before I call the police." And this really angered the man, and he got up, flipped his plate, and all the food just fell onto the ground, and he angrily said, "Go ahead, call them. I didn't do anything." And the teachers are just in disbelief. This man literally trespasses onto school property and claims he didn't do anything wrong. So Mr. Brown literally states the obvious and tells him what he did wrong. And I guess the man still didn't understand what he did wrong, so he starts saying, "You wanna fight? Huh? You wanna fight?" And Mr. Brown says, "No, sir, just please get off the property. I really don't want to have to call the cops on you. Just go." And the man still wouldn't give up. He kept saying, "Go ahead, call the cops on me." And Mr. Brown got furious. He then yelled at the man, "Get off of this property right now. I've had it. Get off this property before I call the cops." And the man got up, picked up his dirty food and plate, and just walked back into the woods without saying a word. All it took was yelling for this man to get the message. And this was literally what we talked about for the entire week because of how crazy it was. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. I'd really appreciate it. I'd also like to say happy Juneteenth. Subscribe to the channel. Follow my social media such as my Twitter, which is at itscyclops, and my Instagram, which is at art_cyclops, which will be in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
They say it's toxic and deceiving, but I know it can change. But I know that it can change if you give me one more chance.